ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਦੇ ਬਾਈ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ 10 ਜੂਨ 2024 ਨੂੰ ਹੋਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਔਰ ਉਹ 'ਚ 20 ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਹੈ। ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦ ਸਟਰੋਂਗੈਸਟ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂਡੇ ਇਨ ਆਵਰ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਕੈਰੋਲਿਨ ਪੈਰਿਸ਼, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ 13 ਸਾਲ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਰ ਸਰਵ ਕੀਤਾ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਐਕਸ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਆਫ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ ਵੀ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਦੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਹੈ, ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ ਹੈ, ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਰੇਟ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਕਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੈਲੰਜਸ ਮੇਨ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਅਗਰ ਮੇਅਰ ਬਣਦੇ ਹੈ ਰੇਸ ਜਿੱਤ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰਾਇੋਰਟੀਜ਼ ਰਹੂਗੀਆਂ। Caroline, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
To start with, it's the first time you are here with us and the campaign is going on for the City of Mississauga Mayor post.
Yes.
If you can introduce yourself to our viewers.
Well, my name is Caroline Parrish. I have been a city councillor for 13 years. Before that, I was a member of parliament under Mr. Chrétien and 1 year under Mr. Martin. And I decided I'd had enough of party politics and I wanted to be an independent thinker and just take care of my constituents.
So what is the reason you served so long? What is the reason now you plan to run for the mayor post?
Well, right now, Mayor Crombie, or former Mayor Crombie, has become the leader of the Liberal Party provincially. And it's sort of a midterm. We have 4 new councillors on our council. And with the Ward 5 by-election, there'll be 1 more, so that's 5. I have the most experience. I'm very interested in planning, and housing is a huge issue right now. So I feel I am the best person to serve.
So being a councillor, what were your achievements, Caroline? Because we remember one of the Goreway Bridge, because residents were crying for that for years and years. And there was a circle going around between Mississauga, Brampton and the different level of governments. And you worked very highly in that project also. And other than that project and other than that, what were your achievements as a councillor?
My many achievements. One was to build a creative playground in Malton right at the center of Malton on Goreway. It actually has castles on it. The kids just love it. I am building a $3 million Avro Aero model. That was where it was born. That Avro Aero was the first supersonic jet, and we collected $3 million through developers and other people to build that. It's under construction right now in Barrie. And I built a youth hub there. We converted an old swimming pool building into a youth hub. It's 18,000 square feet. It was $12.7 million. I had to raise 1.7 to complete it. There's 1,400 kids are members there in Malton. We feed over 200 kids every day lunch because they come to school without breakfast, without lunch. And we do all kinds of counseling there as well. So it's I'm more proud of that than anything.
Caroline, you mentioned housing crisis is no doubt is one of the major issue. So other issue, if we mention about the crime, because we have seen that carjackings, unstoppable, we had auto summits. So if you become a mayor, how you think these issues can be tackled or your activeness, the role of Mississauga, because one of the biggest city also there, how you tackle this issue of a crime?
I think a partnership with the mayor of Brampton and the mayor of Caledon. The 3 of us get along extremely well. It's probably the first time in 50 years all 3 mayors are on the same page.
Okay.
So we will go marching down to Queen's Park, and we will also go to Ottawa. What's causing the carjackings to be so frequent is we have no scanners at our ports. So there's a ready market in the Middle East and in Africa and in parts of Europe to sell these cars. And the way to stop it is to stop them from leaving the ports of Montreal and Vancouver. So we have to lobby senior levels of government to get the scanners installed.
Mayor Brown was recently in Ottawa to get the scanners. So every mayor is asking for the scanners. What is the reason that federal government is not acting fastly?
I don't know. That's a very good question. And if they say no to Mayor Brown, then they're saying no to a very powerful gentleman. But if Mayor Groves and I join Patrick with that, I think we can make a huge impact.
So you believe that all 3 cities, Caledon, Brampton and Mississauga, together can become a hand and can educate more proactively?
It's 1.5 million people. It's a large geographical area. It's a huge tax base. And if we work together, I think we can accomplish a lot of things.
And what about the changes in the criminal code? Because the Peel Police, they are doing their best to catch the criminals. They caught so many people dismantling the auto vehicles, then the gold heist. Where the criminal code changes is the need of the hour.
Well, the need is at Queen's Park. I think the province has to control the catch and release, which is within 24 hours, you've caught the people and they're out on the street again, or they've disappeared into the country somewhere else. So that is, again, a lobbying effort. And again, Peel will be very powerful if we all work together.
So that's up to the Queen's Park to
Yes.
Bring the changes in criminal code?
Yes.
Then goes to the federal?
Yes.
Okay. So if you win the race, what will be your main priorities, Caroline?
Well, my first priority, obviously, car theft and safety is important, and I'll be sitting on the Police Services Board, and I'll attend every meeting, and I will be asking a lot of questions. Secondly, housing is incredibly important. If housing is too expensive, then people use food banks. People can't clothe their children. So the whole cost of living depends on how much you spend on accommodation. Between now and the last census, Mississauga is the only city in the GTA that's lost population. We've lost 40,000 people. And it's mostly young people. So we've got to find a way to build more houses and affordable houses. One of the things I will do is there's a big section of 163 acres on Hurontario where the LRT is going in, all zoned office. And you well know you don't need office space now.
Yeah.
So we have to rezone that mixed use and put some housing in there.
The survey came, the Main Street Research survey came, and you are leading with 34%. The other candidates are behind you. And David McKellen, he's also endorsing you. How you feel about that?
Oh, you mean Peter McCallion?
Peter McKellen.
Yes, the mayor's son has endorsed me. He dropped out last Friday and he endorsed me. I'm very happy that he's done that.
Okay.
He had 14% of the vote. The next poll that comes out will show how his 14 is distributed. But the closest person to me right now has 19%. I have 34. And that's not a reason to relax. That's a reason to keep going.
Okay. And when you go for the campaigning, what is the response of the residents of Mississauga?
Excellent. Wonderful response. Good name recognition, good face recognition. I've served everybody north of the Queenie in the city. I've either been their MP or their city councillor. So I'm getting a very good response.
So the reason of getting a good response?
My track record. They've watched. I'm very outspoken. I've been very outspoken on many occasions. I fight hard. I work hard. And I take care of my constituents.
Okay. And who you think as the strongest candidate in this campaign? Any main opponent you feel?
Not right now.
Okay. So what is your message to the resident of Mississauga you want to give from this platform?
Well, my message would be, please vote for me. You have to get out and vote. The trouble is we have very low voter turnouts in municipal elections, so you have to go vote. Take a couple people with you and vote for me on June the 10th.
Caroline, also, the June 10th is the voting day. We have seen that during the by-elections, the municipal elections, the voting percentage remains low. And what you want to say to the residents, because we want more numbers to come, more numbers to vote, so that they can choose the best candidate in their cities?
Well, they have to get out and vote. They have to take their spouses. They have to take their next door neighbors. They have to take their cousins. People have to understand that whoever is elected in this election is going to make a big difference in our city. And you can't make a difference unless you're sitting in the mayor's chair. So I would really encourage everyone to vote.
And you want to make any comment on the bail reforms? Because we have seen the catch and release policy, so bail reform is required.
Bail reform is absolutely required. I don't think we have to incarcerate people for many months without trials. That would be a terrible miscarriage of justice. But we also have to have bail reform. We have to have more judges appointed, and we have to have quicker trials.
So in your 13 years being a councillor, any big challenges you faced, which you think being a mayor, you can resolve those things?
Again, I take it back to housing.
Okay.
I take it back to zoning. I take it back to our planning department takes years to approve plans, and we've got to speed that up.
Okay. We wish you all the best, Caroline, and the campaign which is going on, this is one of the longest campaign you are doing.
Yes, it's 3.5 months. It's really tough.
Okay. We wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. ਸੋ ਆ ਸੀਗੇ ਕੈਰੋਲਿਨ ਪੈਰਿਸ਼ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਦੇ ਮੇਅਰ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਲਈ ਰਨ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ 10 ਜੂਨ ਨੂੰ VOTING ਹੈ ਪਲੀਜ਼ ਗੋ ਆਊਟ ਐਂਡ ਵੋਟ whosoever you support but please go out to vote by elections 2024 city of Mississauga